Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by the Crueltide Pocket Rulebook Kickstarter. This tabletop RPG features a Christmas without a Santa Claus. He has been captured. You need to roleplay as any sort of fantasy creature imaginable, perhaps a human with holiday powers, maybe one of Santa's helpers, an elf, perhaps a talking reindeer, or maybe a gingerbread cookie golem. It's up to you to rescue Santa Claus and restore the holiday cheer. Check out those stretch goals. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Detris Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have also released the pay-what-you-want tabletop RPG, Daughters of Lamb, where you play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products and check out their free tabletop RPG, the Red Roleplaying Game. A generic system able to handle any sort of theme, genre, flavor, setting that you can think of. Definitely check it out. All of the links to these incredible products will be in the description and in the pinned comment as well. Today, I continue my review series featuring the Eros Engine Core Rulebook. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review series featuring this romance and erotica focused tabletop RPG, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about the Derived Values. These values are the dynamic stats that change constantly during play, reflecting how close a character is to climax, how tired they are, and how their emotions shift in the heat of the moment. Unlike attributes and skills, which are stable, derived values are tracked with tokens, dice, or a notepad. You can track them with anything that you want. They go up and down throughout a scene and drive the drama of the escalation. You have arousal, or AR or R. It represents growing sexual tension. Every successful erotic skill roll increases AR or arousal or R. It begins at 0, but through kissing, touching, thrusts, and penetration, the arousal will go up. However, remember that your techniques cost energy in a lot of cases, so be mindful of that. Then we have the arousal threshold, or AT, or at. This is the breaking point, how much stimulation a character can take before climaxing. The formula is 10 plus the arc modifier. When you have a high AT, this means that you have greater endurance and delayed climax. But when you are at your lowest, you are more sensitive and the climax arrives sooner. There are modifiers related to this, such as the perks, iron control, or kinks similar to quick trigger. When the AR or arousal reaches or exceeds the AT or arousal threshold, the character must either surrender or attempt to delay climax. When we get into the core mechanics of the system, things will become clearer. When it comes to climaxing now, the release occurs, resetting the AR and dropping the energy. When the delay happens, you must, to obtain the delay, you must roll control, which is arc plus the control skill, versus the DC, which is usually between 16 to 20. If there is success, you hold back one more round. And remember, we will clarify this as we proceed with the mechanics. Then we have the energy, or EP. This is the stamina pool. I guess it's the energy pool. That's EP. It tracks your physical endurance and effort. Erratic actions typically cost between 1 to 4 EPs, depending on intensity. Or EP. EP. Position modifiers may increase or decrease this cost. EP is a pacing tool. High EP means characters can sustain longer scenes. Low EP pushes them towards the climax and aftercare. The formula is 20 plus the stamina multiplied by 2. So kissing, touching, positioning, thrusting, all of that reduces your energy pool. And this has some effects. When it comes to fatigue, you get a penalty to your erratic rolls. And when you are exhausted, all erratic rolls are a disadvantage until rest. Then you have resolve, or RS. This is the mental resilience, self-control, and ability to resist persuasion or temptation. Resolve rolls may also apply when resting mood penalties from risky positions or turn-offs come into play. The formula is 10 plus the will modifier. You use it to defend against seduction attempts, support control rolls when delaying climax, and resisting the mood collapse in tense scenes. Then you have the mood, or MD. This is the emotional state during a scene. It represents confidence, excitement, or awkwardness. Mood is a dynamic state that shifts during encounters, from cold to neutral to warm to hot to ecstatic. It applies directly as a modifier to rolls. Certain positions only grant bonuses if a partner's mood is high enough, such as the missionary position. The formula is base 10 modified by perks and the scene context. So if you are in a positive mood, there are bonuses to rolls and extra AR gains, but if you are in a negative mood, penalties will be applied. So consider those mood modifiers related to the romantic setting, the partner synergy, and such. Then you have the recovery rate, or RR, double R. This is the time needed to regain energy and composure between encounters. The formula is the stamina modifier plus the recovery skill, multiplied by 5 minutes. After a scene, you roll recovery to determine how quickly energy and mood reset. So there is an interplay of values. Arousal builds the tension. The arousal threshold defines endurance. Energy forces pacing. Resolve lets a character resist or push boundaries. Mood shapes the tone, boosting or weakening with every roll. That is, every roll is affected by this. And recovery ensures the scenes flow naturally as the game progresses. Together, these values simulate the ebb and flow of intimacy, making climax feel earned rather than automatic. And this concludes this part of the review series. In the next part, we are going to talk about the action resolution system. Things are going to be very interesting, are going to get very, very passionate. So when it comes to the derived values, I think they represent the heat of the moment. And of course, the before and after, as they continue to go up and down, depending on your sensibility for the other individual and your own, and your understanding of the pleasurable moments and points. It's all about that. And again, I'm trying to avoid the YouTube algorithm. You need to be very careful, otherwise the video gets shadow banned. Thank you for watching this part of the review series. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the Super Thanks button. Take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master, and remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you and see you later.